we go. Sounds back. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CDR's Race 3. This is Tier 1, and we're in Albert Park in Australia. And with me, net in the comments box, I'm not alone tonight. I've got a mate of mine. Charlie in Japan is here, and he's from Australia. So I'm going to leave him to do the intro for us, because it's a hometown for Charlie. So I'm going to just shut up right now.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. Pleasure to be up at 4:30 in the morning to commentate with you. Despite the early hours, I am looking forward to it. I know that we have got a few new drivers in here and a few drivers that have been, from the streams I've seen, racing really well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some quick times and certainly some great racing.
Absolutely. So I just want to make sure that our stream is up and everything looks good while Charlie is keeping you guys company. So everything looks good from my side, Charlie. So yeah, so it's 3 qualifying sessions. Obviously we lose 5 in quali 1, another 5 in quali 2, and then it's a top 10 shootout for pole position. And guys that we need to look out for tonight, probably, Charlie, is definitely Grimjaw, that won last week in Mexico. Obviously the hot favourites normally, Janet to win it, and then Bill 92.
Yeah, Bill's 92. He's having his first race for CDR Racing. I have raced against him before, or should I say, raced behind him before. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. I know that he hasn't put any practice in, but he does have that natural pace, and I think he will, well, as long as he doesn't invalidate a lap, I think he'll be up there. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes, as we now have our first flying laps commencing.
Alright, I just want to pick a driver here, yeah? So I just want to get our stream up.
Yeah, I'm just on board with Noodles. He's set the first purple sector, but I think he's the first guy on it, so that would be understandable. As he now comes around into... He's just gone through the Clark chicane. He's going around, he's coming now into the fast S's, entering the back straight, takes that nicely, DRS wide open, as he comes down to Ascari. Yeah, looking good so far.
Alright, as you say, that Jay Hamster just had a moment there, it seems like, in Sector 3, so he's gone off. So those soft tires of him is going to be a little bit weary when he gets back onto track. There we go, gets back onto track. Lost it through the quick S's. Bill surprises us, surprise, a 120.4, immediately up there with Razor 120.9 in second, Noodles 121.2. But Charlie, this is obviously their bank collapse, if you want to call it that way. No need to push now if you have the pace. You don't want to put it in the wall in Q1. You do not want to do that.
No, you don't, and I mean that's why you go out early. I mean, you just go out, get that time in. You know, obviously you're pushing, but you're not going to be riding too many curves. You're not going to be sort of, you know, getting up against. You're not sort of going to be really sort of pushing the limits, as you say. So it's just a matter of getting that lap in. If you're quick enough, then you just do the one run. You save tyres. So the guys that can do that at a great advantage heading into Q2 and certainly the race, because they're saving a set of race tyres by not going out on that second set.
Absolutely, and I mean, I was just on board with Jay Hamster, and he just lost it slightly. And if you missed last week's race, what an exciting race. Grimjaw Jagger won on penalties. He was third on track, but eventually crossed the line at first after penalties. And Jay Hamster, probably one of the better comebacks I've seen, 13th, just after the safety car, and got himself all the way up into P5, if I'm not mistaken. So he had a really good comeback there. and hopefully carry some momentum into today.
Certainly, yeah. No, I know Jay. He's hamster. He's one of those guys. He might not have that sort of one lap pace, like some of these other guys that we have in the league. But he's certainly very good at managing his tyres, fuel, ERS during a race. So, as was obviously shown last week. So. It'll be interesting to see if he can find some quality pace today, which will certainly help him in the race. So
yeah, great. So I'm currently with Jai, who on board, he is in the Mercedes, and his teammate Pet Boy, he's already put the time up and he's gone into 7th. So Jai, who he's on an outlap, he's going to start a hot lap soon, and we're going to jump between him and Grimjaw, because Grimjaw in the Renault, apologies, has just started his hot lap. Now, Grim, winner for last week, reserve driver, but I think full-time seat for now in Tier 1. Extremely quick. He also races in an SA league, so I race against him. And very consistent, very, very clean. And this track, Charlie, is extremely harsh on track limits. If you slightly get it wrong, you're either in Bangladesh or you're in the wall. So it's going to be key tonight again of not putting your car on the wall. And as I say that, he goes purple in sector 1. So we're going to get on board with the Renault driver as he takes us through a lap. He's got some traffic in front of him, which looks like his teammate, and then there's a Ferrari up the road. So hopefully these guys can get nicely. Ooh, that was close. The Ferrari and the Renault not getting out of the way like they should have, probably staying on the racing line. A little bit naughty there.
Yeah, he did go awfully close when he probably didn't need to, but that could have ended in tragedy, but lucky.
Luckily it is Q1, so if he does mess this up, he can always have another go at it. Obviously, like you said earlier, you don't want to burn too many tyres in Q1, because you might need it during race time.
No, that's exactly right.
Right, so he crosses the line in the Renault and he goes third. So a little bit hampered, I think, on his lap there, purple sector 1, but not doing the purple thing in 2 or 3. But a 120.9, that's good enough for third. Currently, Dean Felan is also out on track in the Red Bull, my favorite car. Yeah, love this car.
I'm just on board with Hamster or Jay.
Right, let's jump on Hams. He is. Oh wow, is that a purple sector 1 for him?
That is a purple sector 1, but I think there's purple sector 1s happening behind him, so
okay.
That's why we had that sort of combination of purple and green.
Oh, they lose it completely, Charlie. Almost into the wall. Nice save.
Great save. That could quite easily ended this game.
that was pretty well done, Jay. I don't think you want to be famous for a save, but
that was good car control.
He's got enough time though to get back into the pits.
We've got Eugene on a hot lap. He set the fastest sector 2, which has been exceeded, I think, by someone behind him in possibly a Red Bull.
Alright, so let's stick with Eugene for now in the Ferrari. His teammate GJ Buerta in 11th.
He's coming up to Prost corner. He's negotiated that nicely. Foot flat to the floor, DRS open. This is going to be a good time.
Yeah, the 120. 120 flat. That should be enough to get him through. So 2 DRS zones here in Albert Park. One on the start-finish straight, and then obviously one basically at the back straight. A lot of overtaking opportunities, Charlie. Do you think hot spots for us?
Yeah, I think certainly. I think turn 1 is a overtaking opportunity. I also think the third to last turn, which is the cross, which is referred to as a cross one when you come around the double right-hander. If you can be close enough to the guy in front there, you can easily make a move up the inside there, and obviously into turn, I think turn 13. At the end of the back straight with your DRS, if you get a good run through that chicane with your DRS, that's also another opportunity. So I think there's about 3 or 4 spots on here that if you're quick enough and you're close enough and the guy that you're racing is, you know, clean and fair, that you can make that pass. So
great stuff. So there's a couple of hot spots that we can look at. Mystic Joker's on a hot lap at the moment, Charlie. So he just started his hot lap.
Yeah.
Someone that we haven't spoken much about. He's been extremely quick in Mexico, as well as in Canada. He's showing really one lap pace in qualifying. It's just he hasn't put it in a race together yet. So looking forward to him. And if I look at on board with him, he looks very comfortable. Yeah.
Well, he has set a purple first sector, so. As he comes around the chicane there, he takes that quite nicely. Didn't get on the curbs too much, which certainly helps keep the car more stable. He has gone and set a purple sector 2 as well, so as long as he doesn't make any mistakes here, which he hasn't, as he enters turn 14, taking that nicely, turn 15, cross corner, apex nicely again. I see him going P1 with this lap.
There we go, 119.8. Unbelievable. Yeah. And while he was on that lap, Jinnit put it in second with a 120.2.
Yeah.
So he jumped ball 92 and Razor. So guys who's a bit in the drop zone at the moment, and let's focus on them for now, is definitely, I don't think Pet Boy is safe at the moment. He's on an outlap. Robo DJ is currently in 16th. You've got Buerta, who is in 17th. Finn, who hasn't put a time up yet. And then Jay Hamster. Yeah. And he's on a lap at the moment in Sector 1. A little bit of traffic in front of him. No, so while we are with him on... run slightly wide there. That's going to compromise him slightly, but hopefully he can make some time up.
That's ruined his lap. That cost him half a second there. At least.
So while we are on board with the Williams driver, I just want to, if anyone is watching, please pop us a comment in the com section there. We'll try to answer your questions. We'll give you a shout out. I see Stefano is saying go Robo Dalgi. Stefano from Italy, I hope. It sounds like from Italy, yes. And Tius Karati also is saying Robo DJ. So a lot of support here for Robo. He is currently in 16th, so not safe. He's going to have to go out again. But nice seeing some support here for Robo. So Stefano and Tius Karati, please let us know where you're from. We're obviously basically universal league with a lot of people here from South Africa, Australia, Ireland, Wales, so from the UK. So it would be nice to know where you guys are watching from, and give us a shout in the comment section.
Jay Hamster jumps up into 15th with that lap. So
alright, so not bad, Charlie. Not bad after the mistake.
Yeah, by the looks of it, he's still pushing. He's obviously put extra fuel in there. Whether he's pushing to get back to the pits in the hope that he can go out again.
Yeah, so definitely a green sector 1 there for him. It's going to come up. Yes, there we go. So probably about 500s up. Probably not enough to be safe. He really wants to get ahead of Yaku, SR Albert, and Jai Hu, who's all on laps at the moment.
Yeah, we've got Bill's on a hot lap, so Bill's currently in 3rd, but he's invalidated, so he's backed off and he'll just cruise back to the pits now. Alright,
so Jay is about 3/10 off in Sector 2, so definitely the shortage of ERS hurting him slightly here. Probably trying to throttle that through the lap. He's got 3 minutes left. He might just have enough time to put on new boots and go again. Unless he's quite happy to start on the tyre that he wants. But if I look at his entry, he seems in a hurry. He's going shopping. He needs to hurry up.
Yeah.
Alright, so Robo DJ is still in the pit. Sorry, Charlie. Buerta is out on track again. He's slightly down in Sector 1. I'm going to watch Sector 2 times. See if he can get out of the drop zone.
Bill's obviously had enough fuel on board there to go for another lap, but he's got sideways through the Jones Brabham turn 1 and turn 2, so
also didn't use DRS in that section, so he's probably just saving a little bit. Maybe he wants to have another go.
Well, he's got time to, but Yeah, I mean, if I was girls, I'd kind of just be like, you know what, I'm in P3, that's
Yeah,
fine.
absolutely. So
Let's
Bertha
just
187, he's about
advertise.
3/10 up Charlie in sector 2. So if he can carry this ahead, he can probably jump Robo GG. So let's see if he crosses the line. Where is this going to leave him? I know he's also switched off all assists recently. He's driving with everything off. So a big challenge for the young man. Or you can see the lock up there with the ABS. Still something. It's something to get used to. It's not the easiest thing.
It isn't, and I mean, it comes down to sometimes it's easier not to lock up if you're using a controller. I find I lock up far less on the controller than I do the wheel. But you do obviously have that ability with the wheel to, you know, like turn down your brake pressure, as you know, by having the Fanatec CSL Elite, you know, load cell brakes. You can turn down the up or down the amount of pressure required to get that 100, you know, that 100% sort of, you know, braking, which, yeah, is definitely sort of beneficial. To do that on a controller, you have to go into the in-game settings and stuff around with your brake saturation and stuff like that, which can be a bit of a nightmare if you don't know what you're doing. So Ken has Jay.
So Jay is he's going to start his flying lap now. So he's going to have enough time. So we're going to stick with him. Let's hope he can make this interesting. And while he's going to start his hot lap, Stefano has got back to us on the comment section. He's watching all the way from Vienna. So, buonasera Stefano, come sta? Come sta? So, I've been in Italy a couple of times. I love the place, I love the people, love the food, love everything about Italy. I really want to take my family there one day. So he's saying he's watching while baking pizza. Magnificent, well done.
That's quite appropriate.
Yeah, that is appropriate. So, buonasera Stefano, and welcome. To CDR Racing, and he's invalidated again. Is my eyes messing with me? So is that him for the session?
Yeah. I mean,
oh my word.
Oh, but yeah, I don't know. This could be a glitch because I've been on board with him, and I can't see how he could have invalidated.
Yeah, he's still blonking it, obviously down the straight. Going very fast through corners, so he's still and he's half a tenth up. So hopefully it's a glitch. Runs wide, he goes in.
Oh, there we go.
Big moments. I'm glad we got that on camera. I hope he's okay.
Yeah,
but that was a big one. That was a big one.
Jeff to Jay, are you okay?
Yeah, that's the first thing normally.
I'm okay, although there's only half a car left.
Yeah, that was a big one, mate. Are you okay? Well, my wheel's stuck underneath my chassis, so I don't know what wants to say.
Hugo goes across the line and moves up from 18th or 19th to 18th, so he's going to drop out.
Yeah, I think for him it's really all about getting laps under the belt. I think it's basically the same with me, getting on the wheel. So, drop zone guys, Pet Boy, Jay, we obviously saw that big accident, would have been nice to be on board for that. GJ Buerta, also out to the Ferrari, and then Robo DJ. So I know there's a lot of support for Robo, but it's a very long race, anything can happen, safety cars can come out, never say never. So, yeah, there we go, quali one done, and we're waiting for the Codemasters. So we've lost 5 drivers along the way. But Charlie, if you want to take us through the top 5.
Sure, we've got Mystic Joker in the McLaren with a 1:19.6, which is by all means a great Q1 time. We have Jinnit to win it we have the 2 Racing Points, second and third, separated by a tenth and a half. In Jinnit to win it and Bills. We have Benz in the Renault in fourth, a second off with a 1:20.7. And literally 1/100th behind him we have Razor 82. So we've got the 2 Alfa Romeos in 5th and 6th, and the 2 Racing Points in 2 and 3. So constructor wise, I'm hoping that the Alfa Romeos do well in this race, considering that that's my team. Anyway, straight into Q2 we go. 15 now. Now, obviously, we had 18 minutes of the first quali in quali 1. Now we got down to 15 for quali 2. And
yeah, and if you
for quali 3, so we have no one on track yet, although we have a few cars leaving the pits now. The first car on track is the Renault of Benz. So he'll be the first one to set a time. Unless the Ferrari, well, who's behind him?
Right, and while Charlie is figuring that out, if you are new to this and you're watching, obviously Q2, the tyre that you put your fastest time on, that will be the tyre that you start the race on. So you will not start with a new set unless it is in different conditions on inters or wets, but you will basically start that race on the tyre that you do the fastest lap into Q2. Vitally important to look after your tyres on the out lap, on the in lap, and to make sure it counts. And so far, Charlie, it looks like everyone's fitted to start, so no one's going for the alternate strategy on mediums. What are we looking at tonight? Are we looking at for soft hards or soft mediums?
God, when was the last time I raced Australia?
I can't remember, that's why I'm asking you.
No.
Put you on the spot there.
I was like, don't do that to me. That's
pulling a Martin Brundle on myself, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we have the first person that is setting a lap is, I think it's Williams.
Alright, so I'm obviously very happy. Both Red Bull Racing drivers through to Q2, Noodles and Dean Phelan, so I'm in my element. Like Charlie is favouring the Alfa Romeos, I'm quite chuffed that both Red Bulls are here. And as I say that, Dean goes out on the alternate strategy, he goes out on the mediums, probably just to get a bank up. He's out on mediums. Bull is fitted mediums, but he is not on track yet.
Yeah, Bills will go the mediums if possible.
Yeah, he's probably got the pace to do that, Charlie. If you look at Mystic,
he always favours the mediums, so I don't know, some drivers like to have that sort of, early pace advantage with the softs, but I think the guys at the top, and I'm a bit surprised that Grimjaw, whilst he's in the pits, has softs on, and also Mystic Joker in the softs in the pits. I do see them coming out on mediums, and Jinnit to win it, he's out on the softs. So,
alright, so I'm currently with Noodles, and as I said, that Finn goes fastest on a preliminary time of 1:21.5. We saw some 1:19s in Q1.
Yeah, that won't last long.
So Noodles on a lap at the moment, personal best for him, but no surprise, he hasn't put a time up yet, so he's in sector 3, starting sector 3 now. DR is wide open. Let's see what Noodles, where he can put the Red Bull Racing team. His teammate also on track, Dean Phelan. So let's see, Janet goes second with a 1:21.7. And Noodles will be going across the line. Nice sideways there, DR is open. Let's see, come on. And Noodles.
Yeah,
here we go, 1:20.7.
That's solid.
That's solid by Noodles. Well done to the Red Bull team. Yeah, good job.
As Eugene goes fastest with 3 purple sectors with a 10th quicker, 1:20.6.
Yeah, good stuff by him. Razor putting in a purple sector 2, looks to be, was actually behind him. But let's see, Razor was 4th or 5th in Q1, so let's see if he can carry that momentum right through into Q2. He's in the Alfa Romeo, Charlie's favourite team. So let's see where Razor can put this. Can he make Charlie happy? Slot this in and make sure that he goes through to the next round. Crosses the line. He does a
121 point... No!
120.6!
120.6.
Charlie is smiling.
Than Eugene.
There we go.
It's early days yet, mind you.
But nice banker lap, nevertheless. No invalidation,
yeah.
so he didn't waste a set of tyres. He can go to the garage, go sit there, and have a look at everyone else.
Well, he has put 2 laps on those tyres, Razor, so whether he wants to start on 2 lap tyres, which are going to have that extra wear, I mean, ideally you just want to do 1 hot lap. So the fact that he's done 2,
he might just want to go out again and just see if he can maybe better that, yeah.
And just better it, and I mean, obviously he need to better it, but just to sort of get on just a little bit of fresher rubber for the start, and that could obviously affect strategy as well. So
yeah. So Bull has basically gone out in the mediums, but he's invalidated his first lap, so he's going to have to do now another lap on those mediums, which is the slightly more durable tyre than the softs.
You can get away with the mediums doing 2 laps, but the softs I definitely don't like doing. More than 1 lap, just because you get that extra sort of 5 to
absolutely
8% wear, and that can be the difference between a pit stop or just having that bit more used rubber at the end. Mate, I'm just going to duck off for a sec. I'll be
okay,
2
cool.
minutes.
Right, so Bull,
but I'll be back soon, so I'll
no
leave
problem.
you with it.
Thanks, Charlie. Right, so Bull has put a 29.9 in Sector 1. He's in Sector 3 at the moment. No surprise, he's a personal best all the way around. But let's see where this medium will put him. And it's good thinking here from Bull 92 to just get a lap up and take it as a banker. You do not waste too much time. See where the grip levels are. He's got enough time to pop back into the pits, put those softs on if he feels he's in danger. Once again, a reminder, as he crosses the line, let's just follow his time and see what he can get up to. It's a 121.6, that's good enough for 9th, and that's probably not going to be good enough for him with guys like Yaku Nachel, Mystic Joker, S.I. Albert, and Benz still need to put up lap times. But he, very clever by him, so you can go into the pits, put on a new Spiro Softs, with 7 minutes left, and he can still have a go at it. So Janet currently in 10th on the mediums with a 121.7. Yaku Nachel hasn't set a time yet, he's in the pits. Mystic Joker is in Sector 1 at the moment, so let's get on board with the McLaren driver. Turn up your volumes, let's spend a lap here with the McLaren driver.
So Bills on the mediums has gone on 120.6. Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, so Mystic has just put in a purple sector in Sector 1, so he's going to definitely pull Bull into 10th with Janet just outside of the top 10. But they're surely going to pop on the softs. I don't think they'll make it through on the mediums. It was a difficult lap for Bull. I was on board with him, so it wasn't the easiest lap for him. Lost the back end a couple of times almost.
Yeah, okay. Well, he'll probably back himself to maybe get through. Let me see. He's slowing down.
Right, let's see where this goes.
He's going again, Bills.
Right, so Mystic goes fastest on a 119.6, a whole second faster than the rest of the pack.
He's pulling the bits, okay. Yep,
unbelievable.
Mystic is definitely the one to beat. He was half a second quicker in Q1. He's now a second quicker in Q2. But obviously with track evolution, the guys behind are definitely going to go quicker.
Yeah, but I think that's a very solid lap time, Charlie. I don't see anyone beating that right now. In the drop zone at the moment, Bull 92, so he is still in the pits. Yaku Nachel, he's out on track, he's on an outlap. Dean Fellan is in Sector 3, so let's follow the Red Bull Racing driver around. and see where this will put him. We're still waiting also for Albert and for FRL Benz. I always get that wrong, to put up a lap time, but let's see what Dean can do. Dean slots himself into second with a 120 flat almost. Good job there by Dean.
That's a great time by Dean. Yeah, that's a really great time. I raced with Dean on yesterday, so Friday morning's my time. And he's actually probably not the quickest driver in that league, but he certainly is right up there. And the best thing about Dean, I find, is that he has great racecraft, very clean, very fair on track, and you know, they're the guys that I really like watching, especially if you're battling with them. They're, you know, always giving you that space. They don't make life difficult, so hopefully we have the same sort of attitude from the rest of the grid in today's race, and see very few incidents. Just some nice, clean, fast racing would be ideal.
Absolutely. So Albert is on track at the moment, him and Jaco Nagel, so they're basically in tandem with each other. Jaco just a little bit further ahead on track from Albert. So both of the Haas guys want to get through to Q3, and none of them has set a time yet. So and as I say that, Albert put himself into 7th with a 120.7. Good lap there by SRL Albert. So well done to him. Jaco is just behind him on track. Apologies for that. So let's see where Jaco gets himself on. He hasn't set a time yet. So let's see where this gets him. Would be nice to have both Haas drivers in.
So Bills has obviously realised that the softs aren't going to get through, so he's I mean, the mediums aren't getting through, and he wants to obviously save. Well, he'll only have that one set of mediums, so he'll want to save them for the race if need be. So he's on his outlap now, coming around Descari. No, sorry, wrong corner. Coming around the chicane there just after the start of Sector 2. He's got I think it's a Mercedes closely following him. Or it might be a Haas, but I can't.
Yeah, so Jaco's just gone 12th, so he's got a bit of time, but I don't think if he saves some fuel, but it looks like he's got some fuel, so you need to save some air, so maybe have another go. Finn is on an out lap, he's starting his hot lap now. Bull, let's get on board with Bull in the racing point.
Starting his hot lap now. As long as there's no invalidation, he should easily get into the top 10.
Absolutely. So he needs about 6 tenths to get himself through, which is easily done on the softer tyre differential between the two tyres, a bit more than that. I think we're looking at about a second or so.
Yeah, there is quite a difference with the deltas on the tyres here. The hard tyre is something that you kind of want to try to avoid, but obviously depending on your race circumstances, damage, crashes, Bills sets the fastest first sector.
Yeah, I just want to read a comment here first, Johnny, which I think we can discuss when we get into Q3. Stefano is asking, how big is the difference between having assists on Elite? What's the difference between the two? So we'll talk a little bit about assist a little bit later on. I know Charlie has got his own ideas, so there's plenty of YouTube channels that you can go and watch, but all of them really don't explain things like, they're all from esports drivers or basically useless drivers who I've never heard of. So me and Charlie will give you a good explanation, Stefano, based on our experience. What is the fastest route around a track in terms of assist, but we'll leave that for Q3. Let's just see where Bill gets himself up to.
So you need the pole or second here.
There we go, third, 120.2. So in the drop zone at the moment, it's Finn and Jinnit to win it, but he was also on mediums, so he decided to go out, and he's starting his hot lap. So let's get on board with the other Racing Point driver and expect him to go through as well.
Yeah, Pims is just cruising, so he's giving up the ghost and hoping that no one beats him. But we didn't win on a hot lap. I do unfortunately see my alpha friend getting knocked out.
Yeah, so it's not going to be Jai Hu, he's invalidated heat lap. It's not going to be Yaku Nafa, although Yaku is a 10th.5 up. But Yaku needs a good 4/10, 6/10 actually. 5/10 to get him through. So he's slowed down, he's not going to get through.
Yeah.
He's abandoned that lap. So Yaku is out, Jai Hu is out. Janet, yeah, he might push Albert out.
Albert out, yeah.
Yeah, Pims is out as well in the Alfa Romeo, like you predicted.
Yeah. So we've got Janet to win it. Purple sector 2. I wasn't sure if he got a purple sector 1 or not, but he's certainly said purple sector 2, and he is absolutely motoring as we come into the cross corner, which is the second to last corner at the Albert Park track. A little bit wide, missing the apex there, but DRS wide open. This is going to put him in the top 3.
There we go.
As well, top 3. Let's just make it.
Let's just make it top. Yeah, let's just make it first. So 119.5. Yeah. That's the benchmark, the fastest that we've seen in quali so far. Quali officially over, and as from we wait for the official standings, obviously, but for now out. SRL Albert. Pimmers is also out, Finn and Jai Hu. Yeah. And for Yaku shows some really good race pace, but just couldn't get a lap together.
He gave himself every chance. I mean, he just had to, Jai. I mean, he had 4 cracks at it. Whether that was through invalidation or whether that was just getting out there trying to sort of beat his time. Credit to him either way for giving it his all.
Yeah, probably trying to find some kind of rhythm, and this track's all about rhythm. It's almost the same as France and Russia. It's really all about, it's one corner after the next, and if you get one slightly wrong, you're in big trouble.
It's like the S's at Suzuki. If you stuff up the first one, then you pretty much stuffed up the next 5 corners. So, Albert Park, especially sort of through that middle sector with the chicanes, and then, the sort of 2, slower sort of, mid-gear, 3rd, 4th chicanes, and then all of a sudden you hit that real quick chicane down the back straight. They all work in with each other, and if you sort of stuff up one, then it gets you out of rhythm for the next 2. So
absolutely, but we see what you can do if you hook it up. You can get a 119.5, and no surprise from anything. Everyone really on soft, so no surprise there. We might see a couple of guys outside of the top 10 starting on the mediums and might even go hard, depending on their race strategy and what they feel comfortable on.
Yeah. All right. So as we finish, sorry to
no, go for it, mate.
So we've got Janet to win it in the Racing Point. We've polled by 600ths over Mystic Joker in the McLaren. Dean in the Red Bull with a 120.03, so literally half a second off. Bill's in 4th in the Racing Point, nearly 7/10 off. Noodles in 5th in the Red Bull, 7/10, and that's all I got.
Yeah, and a nice team battle there, Charlie, because both Racing Points through, both Red Bulls through, both Renaults through, both McLarens through, and one Alfa Romeo, if I'm not mistaken. In Razor. So there is representation for the Alphas there in 2nd, or was currently 6th?
Well, it's going to be interesting if these guys that are teammates are actually talking to each other, either through Discord or in a chat, with regards to strategy, because you can easily stuff up someone's race, as Razor, I believe, is the first car to go out on track.
And a whole heap of cars behind him. Yeah, so Noodles has popped out, Grim has popped out, Mystic has popped out, so everyone's going out. So this is really all about putting a banker lap on. You just want to put a time on, try to chase that down in your second run, so don't expect too much fireworks in the first run. There's 11 minutes, so enough time for 2 runs. And hopefully we can see the guys getting into the into the low 119s. If you want to join this league, you can pop us a comment in the comment section here on YouTube. We'll get back to you through the FTR channel. CDR's channel will be up next week. This is just a featured race by FTR, the South African League. And while the guys are on outlaps, Charlie, maybe we should start answering the question about assists.
Sure. Okay. So.
So I'm gonna let you have a go at this first.
Okay. Well, no assists is definitely quicker than assists. So if you're running, you know, braking assist, turn it off. Just turn it off. I mean, even if you're new to the game, just turn it off. It is just, it does nothing except make you slower.
So before Charlie continues, so let me just explain to Stefano quickly. So in terms of assist, we've got brake assist, we've got a traction control assist, and then we've also got automatic gears. So in essence, what brake assist does is the game brakes for you into the corner. If you go a little bit hot into the corner, a little bit fast, the game automatically brakes for you, depending on how you set that, whether you set it on low, medium, or high. And that makes you, in essence, slower into the corner and out of the corner. A lot of guys use that because of overshooting corners, so maybe not knowing the track that well. And traction control really bites the car, it slows the car down so you can get traction on the rear wheels in and out of corners. And with that knowledge, let Charlie take you through what does no assist mean. And now that you know what brake assist and traction does for you. And the same with automatic gears, really.
And look, you know, traction control, just while we're just, you know, talking about traction, it also increases tyre wear. So if you're doing 50%, 100% races, if you've got, you know, full traction on, because the car's, you know, trying to minimise that wheel spin, you actually find that it will increase tyre wear compared to if you're not using traction control at all. Now obviously it's quite daunting jumping on a game like F1, especially if you're new to it, and not having traction control, or, you know, not, you know, having traction control off, because these cars are very sensitive to the throttle, and, you know, you can spend your lap doing, you know, 200 spins. As to win it puts in a 1:19.9 to go half a second quicker than Razor. Ruan has done a 1:25. As Eugene does 1:20.2. We're starting to get some laps in here. So if you're new to the game, my recommendation is to not use braking assist. Just trust yourself, get practice. If you're going to use traction control, I suggest you use medium to start off with. That will give you some control. That will give the car will help you with regards to wheel spin, but it will also give you a bit more control as well. And as for automatic gears, I mean, I don't use automatic gears because what it does is it essentially chooses the gear for you. Now, there's a lot of corners in F1 and at various tracks where short shifting gears or keeping it in a high rev range in a gear, you know, say going down a straight, is quicker than the gear that the automatic gear assist will do for you. So that's something that, you know, by all means start off with automatic, get used to it, but then as soon as you feel comfortable, if you can go to manual, it is definitely worth seconds per lap, and especially in the rain as well. If you can master manual gears in the rain, you can short shift, which means you're not revving out your car, and gain a lot of time. So
yeah, I think that's well explained, Charlie. Yeah, that's basically. So Stefano got back to us and he says basically it's the background to the question is that some of the guys are trying with assist on or different assist, and some guys are not. So in essence, Stefano, there is a lot of leagues that their tier 1 or, you know, the league, the South African league that I represent, FTR, our Premier Division is only allowed to use manual gears, so we don't allow the guys to use automatic gears in our Premier Division. But we do allow them to use traction control on medium. but there's no brake assist. Whereas in the lower divisions, when the guys, which is normally not the top of the range drivers, not the fastest around, or maybe not the most consistent drivers, and probably someone will kill me for that statement, but we all can't be tier 1 drivers. Those guys need the assist just to get around corners. There's 22 tracks on the F1 calendar, and they're all very different. I know that drivers switch between assists. You might get drivers who drive with no assists on an easier track, like Italy, for instance. But once it comes to Monaco, or once it comes to Baku, or when it's raining, they go back into their setup and they switch assist on to be. One thing that Charlie didn't mention is that when you have no assist on, the chance of you having a moment or losing the back end is much higher than what you have with assist on. So the assist on really helps or prevents you from invalidating laps, because that's why the aids are there. And it also helps you to not spin out in rain. So I know there's been a lot of talk on YouTube about, but why are these guys so fast, and they should be switching off assist because they're not, it's not fair driving a guy who's got no assist. It's something that Codemaster really hasn't controlled, and it's something that I would like to see in future games. It's where actually you can set up a lobby and you can select whatever it is. At the moment, F1 2020 and all the previous games, if you do select brake assist to medium, and that's what you want to set the limit at, nothing prevents a driver from going to brake assist on high, because it is, you can toggle it in the menu. You can't go lower than that, but you can definitely go higher than that. So it's something that Codemaster might need to look at in the future, actually locking that, so when you set up a lobby. But yeah, it's a good talking point, Charlie. I know a lot of people, I know in my league and FTR, there's been a lot of talks about guys being very consistent in rain, very consistent in tracks like Monaco, where the extra assist does help, especially if you are new on a wheel, or basically battling on a controller with throttle control. Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah, look, we might touch on that as
during the race,
Stefan, during the formation lap and after quali, but we're near the end of quali here. Mystic Joker's just come in after doing a 1:19.4, which is the quickest lap so far of the whole session. Janet to win it is second with a 1:19.9. Eugene with a 1:20.2. Ray's with 1:20.3. We have Grimjaw and Ruan both with a 1:24.7 or 1:20.47 and 1:20.48, so only 100 separating 5th and 6th. Bills is 7th with a 1:20.6. Noodle 8 with a 1:20.9. Dean has yet to set a lap, as has Benz, but Benz is on an out lap, and I believe starting a hot lap now.
Eugene is currently on his final run. I would think he is almost 2 tenths up at Sector 2. So let's follow the Ferrari driver around. Let's see if he can get on the front row. Currently he's occupying the second row with a Alfa Romeo. So let's see where this is going to put Safwan Eugene. Lost a little bit of time in Sector 3, so it goes not even half the 10th up, so not a big improvement. So he goes for 1:20.3. Grim is on an out lap again. Ruan is currently 2 tenths up in Sector 2, so let's watch out for Ruan. Maybe he can slot himself on the second row here. So his teammate currently in first in the McLaren, so it's vital for the McLaren boykies to get their cars up as high as possible on the grid. Currently the 2 Red Bull Racing guys are 8th and 9th, 1 Renault in 5th, 1 in 10th, so with Ben still having to set a lap time. But let's follow Ruan around as he crosses the line. This is going to put the McLaren driver in 3rd position. There we go. So great lap, great pressure lap by Ruan there, puts him up on the second row, just ahead of the Ferrari of Safwan Eugene.
Alright, well, we've got Bills just beginning his last final lap. This will be interesting. There is a yellow flag in Sector 1. I'm assuming it could just be someone getting out of the way.
Yeah, Grim's just set the
Bill's,
fastest time in Sector 1, so he's on the fly at the moment. He's 4 tenths up in Sector 2, my word. So this will take him very close to the first, definitely second row. If you can, oh, he invalidates. My word, my word. He is not going to have enough fuel or ERS probably to do another lap. So I think that's Grim done.
yeah, I think we're all pretty much going to be. I mean, Bill's.
Yeah, Bill is about
on
2 tenths up.
lap.
Yeah, 2 tenths up through Sector 1.
He hasn't said any purples, but
right, 3 tenths up through Sector 2.
Right,
so so he can put himself up onto the third row.
Benz has binned it, I'm assuming, or he's retired, but he's retired from the session. As Bills comes into the cross, which is, as I said, the second last corner, takes that nicely. Misses the apex a bit, runs a bit wide.
Where's this going to put him?
Open.
Put him into 6, yeah. Third row start for him.
Yeah, and that's for Bills. He's, like I said, he did say he hasn't practiced this track. He's not a fan of it. So I think first race, and he's a reserve, mind you. But,
yeah, good job done. Job done.
Yeah, I mean,
getting into Q3 as a reserve driver, I think that's first objective ticked off.
Yeah. So sixth is a great result for Bills.
Yeah, that's mighty. There's really quick drivers here, Charlie. If you look at Grim,
some really quick drivers.
Yeah, so he's in front of our race winner from last week, Grim. So hats off to him for that. So it looks like a very good showing here by the McLarens. You've got first and third for the McLarens. The Racing Points looks second and fifth, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, sixth. Right, so let me just run you through it. Janet to win it, tops pole with a 119.3, 10th ahead of Mystic Joker in the McLaren. Second row is Ruan and Eugene in the McLaren and the Ferrari. And then we've got Razor and Bulls on the third row, as discussed with Bulls. A very good lap time by him. Both of them in the 120.3, 120.4. Grim and Noodles is on your fourth row with a Renault and a Red Bull. And then your fifth row is Dean Fellan with Benz. Both of them not setting times. I think they ran out of tyres due to Q2, probably wanting to go through to the top 10. But yeah, that's your top 10 for Albert Park. And looking forward to a race. Charlie, I am just going to pop up quickly and I'll be back now.
No problem. Now's the time to do it. As we load into the race, so for those that are listening or watching, yeah, I think there's definitely a clear-cut sort of top 4 or 5 here. Yeah, lost my train of thought. Sorry, early morning, still half asleep. But we are loading now the drivers onto the grid. So obviously we'll have a formation on that, give the guys time to warm their tyres up, especially those outside the top 10 that may be starting on the mediums or the hard tyres. They'll definitely need some temperature put into their tyres so they don't bog down at the start. And the guys that are in the top 10, they'll want to warm their tyres, but at the same time not go overboard because they don't want to put any extra wear on tyres that already will have 8 or possibly even 10% wear on them already after using them in Q2. So we're just waiting for, yep, everyone's loaded up. So we have pit strategy is there's 2 types, soft hards, or we can do a soft medium soft strategy. I believe from memory is the preferred pit strategy, and that will definitely come into play. Whether some guys might not want to be on the hards might feel more comfortable on the mediums, so they'll, you know, especially the delta between the tyres being quite large between the softs and the mediums, they might try and eke out 2 stops or 2 runs on the mediums, or on the soft, sorry, and finish off either on the mediums or the softs, depending on the order in which they use their tyres. But I am expecting at least 1 or 2 safety cars, mainly from the far chicane leading onto the back straight. If you get wide there, take a bit too much curb, it is going to spit you right straight into the wall, as we saw with Jay Hamster in Q1.
And that will probably go up as one of our biggest crashes of the season so far, Charlie.
Yeah, and we caught it on stream, to be
yeah. So well done to the camera crew. FRL Ben saying here on the chat that he invalidated his lap and he ran out of fuel. So, and he didn't have enough time to go out on a lap. So, Codemaster saying here, we expect the guys for a 1-stopper around about lap 8 to 10, and then a 2-stopper more or less the same. So, depending if you go soft, medium, or soft, medium. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, last week's race winner, Saf 1 Grim, he's all the way in 7th. Janet to win it has got pole for this evening. So, it's going to be an exciting 29 laps. Keeping you company this evening is Charlie in Japan, all the way from Australia, and then myself, Avalach, all the way from South Africa. So it's we are extremely diverse here in CDR, and that's why we love this.
Yeah, it's a great league, and I also, you know, if anyone's interested, we are recruiting, so feel free to look us up. I'm pretty sure we are on Grid Finder as well.
Right, Charlie, so if you can take us through the lights, mate.
Alright, well, we are ready to go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, holding, and we are off. Bit of wheel spin in the back there. We have a great start from the McLaren.
Yeah, Mystic going on the inside.
Mystic's got it. Mystic's got it. He's going to have a hard time defending.
I tell you what, a great start there by Saf1 Eugene as well. He's all the way up into 3rd. So no contact anywhere that I can see. No carbon fiber bits flying. So this looks all the way good. I'm going to go a little bit further down.
Oh, we've got a severe collision with Bills and Dean in 11th and 12th. Dean's got a 5-second penalty as a result.
Yeah, there's a safety car out. So it looks like Jai Hu. I'm not sure what happened to him. I cannot see him on the track. I've got no idea. It looks like just after turn 2, I can see a Renault standing there. But this is a safety car. This is way too early for any kind of pit stop. Yeah, so I don't expect anyone in on this lap, Charlie.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. The only people that will come in is if anyone got any damage. But yeah, geez, it's a shame for Jay, for Dry.
Yeah, he did all the hard work in qualifying, trying to get some lap times on there, and unfortunately for him,
to go out. I mean, I think he made Q2. I think he qualified, he was 14th or something.
Yeah,
Q2,
absolutely.
so,
well, Janet is into the pits. Charlie, sorry for interruption. So he's gone into the pits. I can't see any damage on this racing point. I don't see a nose waiting for him. He's jumped into the pits and he has put on a brand new set of mediums. So is they're double stacking. They double stack. Oh, drive-through. Apologies for that. So drive-through for Bulls. No, he's also pitting. Sorry, double stacked. So that's also mediums for him. Wow, everyone's jumping into the pits.
Everyone's get off them softs.
Yeah, Grim's also into the pits. He's also onto the mediums. So is Jay Hamster. So is Finn. Albert has gone for the hardest option. Pet Boy.
Okay, so Albert's going to try and get home on those hards.
Yeah, he's probably going to try to eke it out. So let's just pull your tyre stop up here. So barring the top 10, apologies, Charlie, Jennifer stopped, Buller stopped, Grim stopped, Hamster stopped, Dean Finlana stopped, Albert, Petboy and Finn So your bottom from 12th to 19th has stopped for a new set of boots, and it's a combination of mediums on hards. We are on a safety car because of an incident with Jai Hu. He's retired from the session, so this is lap 2.
Yeah, I'm assuming that that's happened at turn 2, at turn 3, sorry.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think, yeah, obviously that's sort of an area where, you know, the field's tightly packed. You're coming up there at like 270 kilometres an hour into that sort of hard, you know, second gear, hard braking corner, and I think maybe there's just been a bit of a concertina effect, and Jay's either hit someone from the rear or someone's hit him. I'm not sure. Maybe he can elaborate if he's watching.
Yeah, if you are watching, Jai Hu, please tell us what happened to you. I know it's not always nice to talk to someone after the race, but yeah. So Mystic has stayed out, Saf Eugene has stayed out, Charlie, so is Ruan, so is Noodles, and Pimmers. So Pimmers is on, he's on medium, sitting pretty in fifth.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think those guys are looking at it going, yeah, we've got used tyres, but we're going to get, you know, a couple, you know, very soft laps under the safety car, which, you know, when you're under the safety car, your tyre wear decreases significantly compared to if you're actually racing. So what essentially is happening with those guys at the front is, even though they are on used softs, whilst they may do 3 laps under the safety car, they're essentially, you know, that works out to, you know, them essentially doing like 1 lap under race conditions. So they're essentially getting 2 laps as Noodles.
Oh, a big moment. Sorry to interrupt you, Charlie. Noodles was trying, he was trying to heat up his tires. I'd want to see if there's damage on that Red Bull, because that looked horrible. I don't see any damage to the Red Bull, but he was definitely off track. That was almost into the wall for him. Almost a Russell move there.
Yeah, well, Ruan's got a penalty as a result as well. So
yeah, probably something that he can contest later on. Now it's a trick of, should I go past, shouldn't I? I think he's lost the position, so it is what it is.
If we go to race director, we've got Dean had a severe collision with Albert, getting a 5-second time penalty. Noodles severe collision with Ruan, 5-second time penalty, and Ruan severe collision with Noodles, 5-second time penalty. Both those last 2 were under the safety car.
Wow.
So that will be interesting to see what happens there. But as we go back to racing, we have Noodles going into the pits. I'm assuming to serve his 5 seconds and get off his softs.
Yeah, also a new nose for him. I missed that, unfortunately, so he serves his 5-second penalty. This is going to be a very lengthy stop for the Red Bull team. A new nose going on for him. But let's leave him in the pits. Oh, big moment as I go through. There's an Alpha Tauri into the wall. That's it. It's over and dusted. I tell you what, that was a big collision. There is half of the front is missing on the right hand side of that Alpha Tauri, and that is big balls. Yeah, so unbelievable. What a big moment there was. We just caught the last part of it, so no virtual safety car, no safety car. Wow, I could have expected something like that.
Yeah, okay, so maybe he's just lost it.
Yeah, but getting back to the front, Mystic still leading from Safwan Eugene, Ruan in third, and Pimmers sitting very sexy in fourth at the moment on his mediums, trying to keep Benz behind him. Razor getting within DRS of FRL Benz. And Janet has gone past Buerta, so he's up into 10th. And now also Hamster's gone. Oh, Buerta's having a moment in the Ferrari. I think he's batting with the ABS. Probably a little bit of nerves. First race with ABS off, but he'll get almost is it. And he goes, lets through another driver. Finn goes through. So lost 4 positions to the space of 2 corners, and he's going to be a sitting duck with Albert. Get on board with Albert. Is he going to have a look on the inside? He's probably going to think a little bit better. He's going to wait. Outbreaks himself. Goes through Albert up into 15th.
Good move there by Albert. Obviously helped with the Ferrari making that mistake. You can see he's having a few issues with lock-ups. And obviously when you lock up, that inhibits your ability to steer the car or to turn the car. So if you have a big lock up like that, especially at the end of a fast straight into a tight corner, it can really affect your ability to turn in and actually make the corner. So
currently a straight fight on track is at the moment is Janet versus Grim, so they're both pitted for the mediums. It seems like Janet's just got a little bit of extra grip at the moment in that racing point, all over the back of Grim. There is no DRS because of the safety car, so DRS should be enabled on the next lap when we start lap 7. So Mystic Joker goes fastest on a 124.2.
Unless we got Grimjaw getting hassled by Robo, then we've got Janet.
Yeah, so he's just passed Robo basically just to put a little bit of air between him and Janet. So Janet's going to have to get past Robo very quickly if he wants to chase after Grimjaw. At the moment in front, it's all good. Pim's really nicely done by Pims at the moment. He's sticking with Ruan. Within that 1 second gap, he is on the slower compound tyre on the mediums. So hats off to the Alpha driver.
Yeah, no, he's doing great. He's doing great.
Bull 92 at the moment is in 12th Charlie. He is less than a second away from Hamster. And Jay Hamster, let's get it. Oh, this is a close battle. So Jay is after Janet, and Janet for some other reason just can't find a way through Robo at the moment. And this gives Eugene a little bit of breathing space.
Well, Primus has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's not going to help his scores.
Yeah, the same with looks to be Ruan as well. Ruan still has got his 5-second penalty that he needs to serve.
Yeah, like I said, that was under the safety car, so
yeah,
we sort of have a bit of a safety car trained from about 7th down, essentially, all the way down to Bills in 12th. So from 7th to 12th, they're all within DRS.
Oh, big lock up there by Robo as Janet almost comes through on the inside. He's also racked up a time penalty. Surely you can't do it here.
Oh, God.
Oh, my word. This is going to get close. I tell you what, good space left there by Robo. Very aggressive driving there by Janet. And good space left. So good clean racing in the end.
Now, Jay Hamster could have easily made a dive bomb there, but didn't. He's got sideways. Now he's got Bills closing right on under his tail.
All of
Finn gets a 3-second
on the grass
penalty.
there for Jay. Is he going to have a look on the inside here? Ooh, I tell you what, there is absolutely no grip at the moment, seems to be, for the guys. And I see a lot of back end stepping out. Bulls having a look on the inside, decided not to dive bomb. Running wide there, slightly by Robo. He's going into the pits, get off those softs. And that releases now Janet. I also see on track Pimmers is being very close to Ron at the moment for 4th and 3rd. Right, Grim has gone past Yaku and Nagel. So Yaku obviously on the hearts. He wants to go to the end. He started on those. He didn't. He actually put it for the hearts. Apologies.
So Razor gets 3-second time penalty. So we've got a few of the top guys there now starting to get penalties. Which will come into play at the end of the race, as we saw last race. Yellow flag in both Sector 1 and Sector 2. Can't see why like, everything seems quite normal on my screen.
Okay, everything looks good on my side, Charlie. So Pim's still really getting into DRS here, but using majority of his engine recovery system just to stick with Ruan. And he is on a slower compound tire. So when do we expect these guys in? And as I say that, Eugene jumps in. He's going to try to do the undercut. Eugene's jump into the pits. So is Ruan in third. Razor also into the pits.
Yeah, we've got Bills just overtaking Jay Hamster for Bills is now up into ninth. He'll go up quite a few places now with the soft runners pitting. So we now have Mystic is still out on the softs. 6 seconds in front of Pimus. Then we've got Grimjaw in third. These are all medium runners. Jinnit to win it in fourth on the mediums. They're all on 7 and 8 lap mediums as they pitted under the safety car. We've got Jaco doing in fifth on the hards. So is he trying to get to the end? We've then got Bills in sixth again on the mediums, as is Jay Hamster in seventh on the mediums. Then we've got Finn in eighth on 7 up old softs. So he's definitely going to go for a two-stop strategy, as we've got some action there.
Yeah, Bills has just gone past Yaku Nafel.
That was a great move.
Yeah, good overtake there by Bills. So interestingly enough, Charlie, Eugene, Ruan, and all those guys who was in the front on the softs pitted for the hard, so we don't expect them back into the pits again. They can definitely get to the end of the race with those brand new set of hards. Mystic is still, we're going to have a look and see, he's still staying out, so he's still on a lap. The Pim's keeping that gap nicely, it's not over 7 seconds yet, so he's doing a great job in second. Grim in third.
He's had a very solid race.
Absolutely, he's and definitely a guy worth mentioning. I mean, I know Robo split it now, but he was at a stage all the way basically from 19th up into 8th.
Yeah.
So a good job recovery drive there from him. He's currently in 15th after having to pit. He's put on the hard, so he can go to the end from here. Razor also on the hards, he's dropped down to 13th, but we don't expect these guys back in. The only guys who still need to pit on the softs is Finn and obviously Mystic Joker, so both of them still need to pit on the softs, so it's going to be interesting.
As we have Bills picking up a 3-second time penalty. Jinnit to win is all over the back of Grimjaw in the battle for third.
Yeah, these two have been added with each other, so they're obviously on exactly the same strategy. So this is a fight for track position. Oh, getting very close to him.
Yeah, he carried all the entry speed but lost it on the exit there. But we've got Bills closing in. He's only 3/10 off getting DRS. So definitely think Grimjaw will be holding up Jinnit.
Yeah, I think if he gets past Charlie, he's probably going to be gone in the distance. Jinnit looks really good pace on these mediums.
Really pacey. He's really carrying some great sort of, you know, he's definitely sort of getting. Yeah,
and then a great midfield battle here also, Charlie, is between Hamster, Yaku and Finn. So Jay obviously keeping them behind. He's on 9 lap old medium, so we expect him into the pit.
He's out.
Oh boy.
Everyone.
It looks like a Razor. Oh, it's the Alfa Romeo of Razor. There is absolutely no nose cone left on that Alfa. So he's going to have to go and pit after a very good qualifying, a very good first stint in the race. He's going to have to pit for that. So looking at the comment section here, Travis is saying, let's go Eugene, Yaku, Berta and Grim. Travis, obviously my training partner. Welcome to the stream, Travis. It's nice to have you here, my boy. Right, so Razor, he's going to have to go into the pits. Unfortunately for him, losing the back end, smashing into the wall.
Will we see some pit stops here? Is this? I mean, if Mystic has
Mystic has pitted, and
Mystic has a drive-through.
Oh my word!
Speeding under the virtual safety car, so that's put a spanner in the works, hasn't it?
Yeah, he just pitted on the right time. It was nicely in his pit window to put on the mediums, and then slightly messed it up with that with that drive-through. It's going to put him way behind.
Yeah. So we now have Pimus out in front by 6 seconds. Grimjaw in second, as Janet gets another 3 seconds. So that essentially has Bill's third on track.
Yeah, so 3 seconds for Pimus, 6 seconds for Janet, 3 seconds for Bill, drive through for Mystic, and further down the field we've got a 5 seconds for Benz.
That is going to hurt Mystic's chances. I think that could well have curtailed his victory chances, because obviously you can't change your tyres.
When you do a drive-through, absolutely.
Not that he would, because he's on fresh mediums, which he'll hopefully, well he'll clearly run to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. 16 laps on the mediums, definitely possible. But we do expect Pimus into the garage again. Charlie, we expect Grim probably in again. We expect Janet in on 11 lap old mediums. Bulls also, Jay Hamster maybe also. Guys are sitting pretty if I look at net place on as we start racing again. Yaku Nagel and Eugene on 4 lap old hards.
Yellow flag sector 1, do we have a spinner? Not that I can see, no.
Not that I can see, but there is action there. I want to see if I can catch that action. It looked like it definitely was a spin by someone, I'm not sure who, but it looks like Ruan has fallen back slightly, so it could have been him. Yeah, it is him. There is a end plate missing on the left hand side of that McLaren's nose, so he's going to battle with traction, finding some downforce, so expect him to come into the pits very soon. So that's going to drop him. He's outside of the top 10 already, but that's going to drop him even further down. And Grim getting very racy here with Janet at the moment. So Grim is sensing the opportunity that he needs to get past Janet as quickly as possible. And Janet actually got past Grim, so Grim was in. Apologies for that. Yeah.
And yeah, yellow flag sector 1. Do we have a spinner? Not that I can see.
Right, so Dean Phelan has retired from the session, and I see also that Jay Hamster's into the pits for a new wing. So a brand new wing goes on for the Williams. He goes out.
As pitted, well, he's pitting.
Yeah, he needs definitely a new wing. Yeah, he's got damage. Brand new set of mediums for him going on there. But further up, your leader is still Pimus. He's still in the lead, followed by Janet, followed by Grim. Bulls
safety car is
again
out.
Alright, so let's see what's going on here.
The virtual safety car is now back to racing speed.
Yep, back to racing speed again.
I think Bills must have had a moment. Maybe that was the cause of the virtual safety car, because he's dropped off the back of
Grim,
Grimjaw. So yeah, he's probably had a bit of a spin there somewhere, because he's lost essentially 8 seconds.
Yeah, Armand Labuskachny, and I know in Australia you say Labuschagne. I always wanted to say this. So Armand Labuschagne is saying, let's go Eugene. Thanks for joining the stream, Armand. It's nice to have you guys here. Please pop us any questions for me and Charlie. We'll try to answer all your questions to the best of our knowledge and our ability. Give us a shout out here on the chat. Let's get a bit involved here in CDR. Great racing here. With 15 laps, we're almost, we are halfway through Albert Park. Remember, we'll speak a little bit later about this. There's also Tier 3. I'm not sure if there's a stream up for Tier 3 on Sunday, but Tier 3 is still coming up, and Tier 2 of CDR also taking place at the same time as Tier 1. So Tier 1 and Tier 2 racing the same track, same time. And then Tier 3 will be on Sunday.
Yeah. We'll hopefully have comms up for Tier 2 shortly.
That's all the struggling oaks like me. There we go.
So those of you that are out there that are enjoying the racing that we provide at CDR, you'll be able to sort of swap between both Tier 1 and Tier 2.
I'm going to jump a little bit, Charlie, here, just to the back of the grid here. I see Pet Boy is chasing after Big Balls, and it's such a nice name to say. Not sure if it's child friendly, but here we go. It's Pet Boy chasing after Big Balls, and Pet Boy, both of them. Oh my word! Is that going to bring out another safety car?
It is a safety car. This is a godsend for those guys on the mediums.
I tell you what, how lucky can you be if you are Pims, Janet, Grim? I tell you what, this is the luckiest day in their life for them. They can pit under the safety car. You're probably going to expect Eugene in. I don't think he's going to stay on track. And you're probably not going to get away with softs on this, are you, Charlie? Probably a little bit of a stretch.
I think you can, because you're gonna get 2 or 3 soft laps under the safety car, which then brings you down to 10 laps on a fresh set. If you've got a fresh set of softs, you can definitely do it. If you've got new set of softs, you're probably looking at throwing on a set of mediums, just because of the delta. But if anyone's got a fresh set of softs, knowing that you're going to get a couple of soft laps under the safety car, so instead of doing 13 laps, you'll essentially be doing about 10, possibly 9 even. And as we saw with Mystic on his first stint, that's possible, as Pims gets 6 seconds.
Yeah, so he's jumped into, and also a drive-through for Benz, speeding under the safety car, so he's popped in for brand new mediums. Janet is into the pit. He is going to put for brand new set of mediums. Grimjaw, brand new set of softs. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Bulls is putting on
softs.
For
softs.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage.
I tell you what, the guy that it probably hurt the most, who was sitting the prettiest of them all, is definitely Eugene. Sat one Eugene. 4-lap old heart, didn't have to pit again, was waiting for the guys to pop into the pits on the mediums. He would have been in front of everyone as they pitted. He was within that 20-second range, and the safety car just got him screwed over backwards, unfortunately.
Well, the safety car has the biggest gainer from the safety car is Mystic.
Absolutely, yeah, he got very lucky there.
He wasn't winning without that safety car, especially with him getting that drive-through. So it was looking great for him. Then it was looking, he would have been, happy as pig in sawdust.
But Mystic Mystic had a drive-through. Am I correct, Charlie?
He did, mate. Yeah, and so he served that. Dropped back, and now he is on.
Okay, so he didn't put on new set of boots, so he just did his drive-through basically. Obviously,
so
and all the pit stops ahead of him just brought him back into play now. But he's got all the guys in front of him are on brand new softs. Grimjaw looking pretty. Janet
and
Pims,
everyone behind him
is also on fresh rubber.
So him and Finn are the 2 guys, apart from Robbo and Razor in 15 and 16, that have the most wear on their tyres. So taking into account penalties, let me just bring up penalties.
Yeah, while you do that, Charlie, just give me 2 secs.
Yeah. So first and second, Pimus and Jinnit to win it both have 6 seconds. Grimjaw has 0, Mystic Joker has 0, and then 5th and 6th, which are both on fresh rubber, have 3 seconds. So, and then the guys behind them, Jaco, Eugene, Albert, who's done a fantastic job to work his way up to 9th, are all on fresh rubber and with no time penalties. So the top 2 really need to sort of, well, pretty much hold position or gain on Mystic, and those Mystic and Finns that are on the used rubber or the 5, which will essentially, if the safety car comes in this lap, will be 7-lap-old mediums, because they've got a couple very quick guys like Bills behind them that are on brand new set of softs. So,
yeah, I wonder, question Charlie, Grim obviously did a lot of runs in quali. I wonder if this is a brand new set of softs for him, or is this a used set of softs?
So who are you talking about? Finn?
So Grim and Pim, so both of them used a lot of tyres during their quali runs in Q1, 2 and 3. Didn't go on to the mediums. So this might not be brand new softs for them.
No, well, and that's the thing, we can't tell.
Might just get racy a little bit later on.
We can't tell whether they're on new or not. All we can tell is how many laps they've done with them so far. So we are, I think we are racing. We are
racing.
Now.
There we go. And Grim immediately having a look at Janet. Yeah, a very good race start here by Grim. Is he going to stick it in on the inside? No, he thinks better of that. Just shows the nose there.
Oh, Janet's got a 3-second time penalty.
Oh,
so
my word.
9 seconds. He's not doing himself any favours, considering that the guy behind him, Mystic, who is rapid, despite him being on the sort of more worn rubber, he could quite easily drop down into 7th or 8th or 9th, even depending on how quick these guys go. So
yeah, with Grim having no penalties, Mystic Joker having no penalties, Sack 1 Eugene having no penalties. I tell you what, this top 7 can change very quickly if it sticks the way it is.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, then you've got to think, well, if Mystic and Grim get penalties, then that brings them back into play with Bills and Finn.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, big moment there for Ruan. He's out. There we go. The McLaren facing another virtual safety car out. Ruan losing the back end.
Bills has overtaken Finn. So Bills is now behind Mystic on fresh set of softs. Albert has spun.
And he's been disqualified, yeah.
He's spun coming around the final corner. It spat him right. It's put him into the pit lane. It's given him half a second to remove his car. And the game, this is a glitch in the game that happened to me only last weekend.
Unbelievable.
Spain, where I spun coming around the final corner at Spain. It spat me to the right into the pit lane and literally immediately disqualified me for blocking the pit lane. I'm assuming that's the same thing that's happened to Albert. I'm glad I don't speak Dutch because I'm sure there'll be a lot of Dutch.
I think there will be a lot of Dutch and Afrikaans between him and Ruan at the moment. Ruan losing the back end, retiring from the race. Albert obviously having a moment there. But yeah, there is only 9 laps left. We are racing again. The yellow flags have been lifted. Pim's still in front by a second. And then you've got this train of cars. Mystic, Bulls, Finn, Eugene, Hamster. They're all very close to each other. A little bit of a gap then between them and Big Balls, and then Petboy. A great job here by Petboy. And someone that we haven't mentioned or noticed or said anything about really is because he's battling with his ABS is Berta. He's currently in 11th, keeping it nice and clean. Yes, he is keeping a train of cars behind him, but good defending by the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, no, good on him. Good on him. He's done well.
All right, further up the field, Grim is getting ever so close to Janet. He's not getting past Janet as I would thought he would, Charlie, especially on fresh rubber, which brings me to the point. I don't think those softs are fresh. I don't think they are brand new.
No, I don't think they are either. I'm pretty sure Bills is on a new set of softs.
And I'm pretty sure also Finn and Eugene are on brand new set of mediums because you get 2 sets of mediums, one for quali and then one for the race. So they might get racy around lap 25, 26. We might see Grim dropping off.
Bills is definitely catching Mystic. And Mystic is catching Grimjaw. So, I mean, what those two, Mystic and Grimjaw, essentially, if they keep going, those two are pretty much fighting for the win.
Absolutely.
Based on the fact that the top two have time penalties of 6 and 9 seconds. So...
I tell you what, another great recovery drive here is Jay Hamster. He's currently in 8th position.
As
on the softs.
Bills just sets the fastest lap, so Bills is definitely on a new set of softs.
Right, and Eugene has also got past Finn, so Eugene's going to chase after Bull now.
Yep.
And Hamster's also gone past Finn, so Finn's lost 2 positions in the space of 2 corners.
Janet's just got another 3 seconds, so he's going to drop down. I mean, the top 5 are pretty much within DRS range of each other. Then you've got a 2-second gap, 2.5 second gap back to Eugene and
yeah,
Jay.
so basically between the race leader and Eugene in 6th and Hamster in 7th is really 8 seconds. If Jay Hamster and Eugene can claw that back, I tell you what, they can battle for a podium tonight.
Yeah, well, they've also got time penalties, so that's the problem.
Eugene has got nothing, but yeah, you're right, Jay Hamster has got penalties.
So, I mean, those guys need to really hope that these guys out front go, start pushing really hard and start getting some time penalties.
Janet getting very close now to Pimus. He's pulled away slightly from Grim. I suspect those tires are dropping off. Grim is now in the clutches of Mystic and Bull, so these two are catching Grim very quickly. And I think my suspicion are right. I don't think those were new softs. I think those softs are going to drop off very bad to the end. So another 6 laps left.
So yeah, pretty much on track, as we have it on track. If the race was to finish this lap, we would have Grimjaw winning, Mystic second, and Bills third.
Unbelievable. Good session for Bulls. And then another great win for Grim, keeping it clean. Not track position by any stretch of the imagination. The same as last week in Mexico. Was third, but won the race on penalties.
They are getting away. They've really put a gap on Eugene and Jay. So the top 5 are going to be the top 5. Although Janet with his 12 seconds.
So Bull's got 6 seconds, so he might just lose that to Eugene if Eugene can get with that below 6 seconds.
Bills didn't want that to happen.
And there we go, Janet's past Pim, so Janet takes the lead. He needs to open up a very quickly gap now to make sure that he doesn't fall too far down. It's an important move for Janet to get past Pim, so he's gone fast. And all of a sudden it looks like Pims is also just battling with his softs. He's now under pressure from Grim and from Mystic. So are we seeing a tyre drop here?
And the mediums are going to start to wear as well the next couple laps, so yeah. Bill's lost a bit of time there. As we jump up to Mystic, Grimjaw's going to make a move. He makes a move on Pimus on the inside. Nice
Move, yeah.
Grimjaw up 5 positions, qualified 6th or 7th.
Almost into the back of him, so Pins runs extremely wide, trying to avoid Grim. That lets Mystic past, that lets also Bill past, yeah.
Bill's is close to Mystic here. Don't think he's going to be close enough, he's not. So yeah, geez, what a race. This has actually been quite a good race. Very clean from some of the other races early on, but I think that's just
the two Williams guys also, Charlie, apologies for that, getting very close to each other. Finn going through on Jay Hamster there. I tell you what, these two Williams drivers are giving them their all, and it just seems like the softs are just tapping off. You can see Jay losing time. Grim seems to have recovered some of those tires, but we saw Pins losing traction. And Eugene not making any inroads at the moment, still 6 seconds behind Pins, so he's not gaining at all.
Bill's another time penalty, that's not good for his. He's up to 9 now.
Alright, and then now Mystic on Grim, so Mystic getting very racy here. And this is really for the win. This is whoever it gets in front here. And I still suspect that these softs will go off eventually. I think Grim did an awesome job trying to manage them. But you can see Mystic looks very racy at the moment. Getting DRS assistance. He's probably not going to do it around here. No, he's going to wait a little bit longer. Further down, Robo has just got past. So Bowles has popped into the pits. I'm not sure if that's a retirement for him. Are they going to call it quits for the evening? I see the team running out for a fresh set of softs.
No, damage.
And damage as well. There we go.
So I think what happened there was Bill's, when the safety car started, ran up the back of Finn, and so I think he's been trying to sort of race to the end on those softs with that damage, but now that the tyres are starting to go off, I think he's pitted just going, look, it's, you know, the tyres are
yeah, I think also Grim's tyres have basically gone, so Mystic has made the move. He's made that critical move to get himself in front of Grim. That's effectively the lead. We'll see Grim's got DRS assistance, but I think there's absolutely nothing left in those softs at the moment.
No, especially if they were used, which, as you said, you thought they were. I think it's shown up to be the case.
Yeah, and Grim's also now racked up a 3-second penalty, so that's all good for Mystic. So he just needs to keep it clean. Yeah, he just needs to keep it clean.
He's got
no time penalties.
Yeah, 2.5 laps to go. Keep it on the tarmac.
Eugene also getting his first penalty for the race on lap 27. Very well, job well done by him, and Grim only getting their penalties now. Both 3 seconds for them.
Yeah, also good job on Jaco. He doesn't have penalties, nor does Robbo. So well done to those guys.
Yeah.
Mystic for not getting penalties. That you know, it doesn't beat my 2 100% races at the USA where I didn't get a penalty, but still, well done all the same.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff. I tell you what, to keep it clean is to be fast is one thing, and to keep it clean and being fast, well, that's a horse of a different color.
Yeah, definitely. No.
So currently outside of the points, Robo, unfortunately, he's 5 seconds off, and I see a pass here. It looks like, oh my word, if someone has gone off, is it? I'm not sure what happened there, but I saw the puff of smoke. It's probably the Williams drivers.
I think it was a Ferrari.
It looked like a Ferrari, but Eugene is still on track, 5 seconds behind. I want to see if there's damage on that Ferrari.
Mystic gets 3 seconds, so Mystic's...
Yeah, he's in the same... He's got another lap and a half just to negotiate in front of Grim. So the race is really his.
Yeah, well, I mean, Grim's not dropping off.
No, he's not. He's still within DRS.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still keeping the pressure on him. He's telling him, you make one little mistake, I've got you. So, well done to Grim for
big moment. Yaku going through on a Finn, and a big moment there for Finn. I think there's damage to that Williams. I just want to have a look.
We'll find out. Seems to be handling okay.
It looks like an end plate.
Feels such a fast lap.
End plate on the right hand side. That's gone for the Williams driver of Finn 12.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. So that promotes Yaku to 8th.
So as a lot of people may not realise, with CDR racing, we actually, unless you mentioned it before, of a lap, we actually give drivers points down to position 15. So if you finish in position 15, you can still get the points for fastest lap. So it's not
brilliant stuff.
Right?
Yeah, it's something that slipped my mind. Thanks for that, Charlie. Yeah, well done.
So despite the fact that there's only 14 guys racing, Bills, Razor, both are Robbo, they will all get score points. So that's why we do that to encourage drivers not to quit or not to sort of retire if they find themselves down in those lower positions, because those points can still come in handy at the end of the year. So I think that's a great idea that we have. Our league owners decided to do that, and it certainly helps with regards to keeping as many drivers in the race as possible.
Absolutely, I think it's a brilliant initiative, and it's something that we are looking at as well from an FTR point of view. Is trying to do that, trying to encourage the guys to never give up, never surrender. I know that's one of the taglines for FTR this season. But as we cross the line, Mystic Joker, let's just see what happens. Yeah, he pops into first, Grim in second, Janet in third. As they cross the line, Pim's fourth, Eugene fifth. Let's just wait for the rest.
Yeah.
Big Balls, I like saying that, is in sixth. I have to. Yaku promotes himself to 7th based on penalties. Jay Hamster down into 8th now. Finn 9th. Big Boy in 10th. Where's Robo going to finish? Is he going to... Yeah, he's going to finish up in 11th. GJ Buerta finished up in 12th. Bulls 92.
Unlucky there by Bills. First race he was definitely on, looking like a podium chance.
Absolutely, very handy.
But I think that damage he sustained there at the end of the last safety car sort of, whilst we didn't notice it at the time, clearly there was damage as we saw in the pits with the wing change. So the fact that he did 6 or 7 laps and was able to close that gap to Mystic and Grimjaw shows that Bills definitely has the pace to compete at the front of Tier 1 with CDR racing. So I think before too
I'm
long,
very impressed with him.
I think before too long he will more than likely get a seat, a full-time seat.
I am going to say this because I like saying this. Driver of the day, according to Codemasters, is Big Balls. Here we go.
Look. Well done to our top 3.
Brilliant
Mystic,
driving.
Great driving from the start.
Grimjoy, second podium, second race for CDR, so well done to him. Good consistency.
Yeah, Mystic was lucky in a sense that the safety car come out when it did, um, because he made that error with regards to getting the drive through. But hey, at the end of the day, he was the fastest driver in quali. Although I think Jin to win it may have got pole.
But I think very
He
close
was
racing
quick.
between them anyway. I mean, I think
Yeah,
Mystic Joker,
yeah,
Grimjaw didn't have the best of qualifying, but he had good race pace. Janet to win it, showed in qualifying great pace. Eugene got a little bit unlucky there with the safety
yeah,
car, but he's proved again
yeah,
that fifth position is good for him.
yeah.
Uh,
Great result by Pimus too. Well done,
and
you Alpha legend.
absolutely,
And I mean, you look at some of these guys here, where they've finished and where they've come from. You've got Pimus started 12th, finished 4th. You've got Big Balls Bob started last, finished 6th. You know, you've got like Jayco 15th to 7th. You've got Jay Hamster 17th to
70,
8th.
yeah, absolutely,
You
17th
know,
to 8th, unbelievable.
you've got some really impressive sort of drives there, and fast lap goes to Bills with 121.9. Great start by him too, being his first start. He was unlucky, I feel.
Absolutely. I don't know. I've got no idea. I'm still focusing on Australia for myself on Sunday evening, and so I've got no idea what's up next. Um, I do know it's on Wednesday, it's on Friday. Thanks, bud. It's always a pleasure, and it was an absolute pleasure with you having you in the comms box with me. It was nice not being alone. Much better night for me tonight. Well, you have some rest, Charlie. We're not all going to follow Charlie into the bed tonight, but you can follow Charlie. And next week Friday, we are CDR racing again, Tier 1 and Tier 2. It is 8:30 British Standard Time, 9:30 South African time. You can join me again. Hopefully, I'll have Charlie with me. Tier 3 on Sunday, 4:30 a.m. Australian time. Well done to Janet, Mystic, well done to Mystic Grim and Janet for the top three. Well done for everyone pitching. Thank you very much for CDR. And thanks once again for the guys commentating on our stream. Stefano, we've got Tio Scarati, we've got Armand, Gabriel, Tio Scarati, I said already. Thank you very much for keeping me and Charlie company. And we're looking forward to, yeah, It's an absolute pleasure. I think we are very much the same kind of people, and I love CDR as much as I love FTR. So for me, it's all good, clean racing. Great bunch of mates. I've learned most of you by now, or get to know you. Um, and yeah, thanks for the opportunity. Hats off to everyone. Absolutely. Brilliant. Great, guys. I'll have a whiskey for you, Charlie. Yeah, my partner in crime. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thanks, guys. Ciao, ciao.